Hello everybody, I'm back. I'm able to hold my camera still now. Bought me a piece of stand over here. Nah, it's a pretty good one. Uh, Let me show y'all this. I can't show you the stand. I can show you a picture of the stand I bought. So it's a Manfrotto, and it's basically like a mobile stand. You have to buy the attachment for the cell phone, but this is basically how it looks, and I bought the attachment for the cell phone, but the name is Manfrotto, and I got mine from Fry's Electronics, and it's pretty cool. I'm still kind of playing around with it some. It was $40 for. They have two different sizes. That's the big one. The smaller one's a little bit smaller. Then it's plastic. This one has harder, adjustable legs, where the other one wasn't adjustable, and this was the mount that I bought. It's the cell phone mount that you have to buy. So the cameras can screw on, but the cell phones you have to buy this piece to screw it on, and then it opens up like this, so you can clip your phone in between it. It won't hold anything like a iPad or anything because that's too big, but it will hold a large iPhone or Samsung Note, those types of phones. And the mount come in different sizes, so you can also get a mount for a small phone as well. But anywho, let's go on. So of course this is a cent by cent review video. I had a few up here and I needed to go ahead and get this done because two of them I had already forgot what they smelled like. That's why I like to do them like every day when I melt, because then I remember how they performed. And so this one right here I put in my kitchen in the candle air warmer, the strawberry shake on cold sniff. It was nice and sweet. I really wanted her to put that one back out, but upon melting it I didn't really care for it. It came off as like a tart type of scent. I guess the orange juice came out more in it than anything else, and I'm thinking what sweetened it up on cold sniff was the peach nectar. We all know, if you smelled peach nectar before, peach nectar is a very sweet peach, which I love. That's my favorite peach scent. And so it dried down on like a tart. The scent was very tart, and it threw pretty nicely. I put it in my kitchen. My kitchen is always iffy, It takes a really, really strong scent to really throw well in my kitchen, or else it just, once I start cooking or anything like that, it can kind of get lost. But for whatever reason as well, whenever I melt in my kitchen, which is every day, the scent will throw better in the pantry area and in the dining room than it will in the kitchen. Like I could smell it more when I step into the dining room in the pantry area, stronger in those areas than in the kitchen. And so that's where I was able to really like get the true smell of this. So it wasn't one of my favorites. I wouldn't pick it up again if she put it out. I just didn't like the dry down on it. It did go pretty much all day for about 8 to 12 hours. I can't totally remember, but needless to say, the next day I dumped it. And that's Rainbow Melts. Let me take that out and keep sliding them over. So now we're gonna go to Butterfly Lane Scent. Y'all know she's my number one, and there's nothing I can say about a lemon birthday cake. I mean, her lemon birthday cake is really, really good. It's not overly sweet. I can't melt that in my bedroom and anywhere else in my house. I melted this in the candle air warmer in my living room. It threw very, very well. It was nice and sweet. It's not overly lemony. You smell more so of the sweetness from the birthday cake. I will say a lot of her lemon scents are really, really good. But what I have noticed about her lemon scents too, Her lemons are tart. So I'm not sure if she uses like a lemon curd or a clean lemon or what to do a lot of her other lemon scents, or if this is just a lemon birthday cake scent. You can buy these scents, I believe, in the scent that you are looking for, and then some of them you do have to mix. So I'm not sure if she mixed a lemon curd or some, or if just this is just like a lemon birthday cake fragrance oil that she kind of like play around with. But again, I do notice that a lot of even like her lemon marshmallow have a bit of a clean scent to it. Way more so than her lemon birthday cake do. But again, great throw. It lasted a long time. It lasted at least 8 to 12 hours. Again, I can't remember because this was last week, I believe. No, it may have been this week. I don't know, child. It may have been last week, this week. Who knows? But I always get minimum 8 to 12, at least 12 hours out of her wax. But with these candle airs, they're 30 watts. And so they burn out the scent quicker. And I do use a whole one. If I'm melting like in my bedroom, I only use a half because using a whole will kind of waste. I don't need it that strong in my bedroom and I'm just going to sleep. And it does the job while I'm awake, and giving me a nice scent. So candle air, I use a whole, and I will say I do get about 8 to 12 hours from it in the candle air, which is good because some of them you get less than that in candle air, certain vendors. So go out and get y'all some butterfly lane scent. So let's move that out the way. Candied pear. This is by Melted Confections. I ended up doing a blend with that in my bedroom, and I mixed that candy pear with Swanky's watermelon. I believe it was watermelon coconut milk. I have some hearts and watermelon coconut milk blend. I did a half of a heart, and then I did also Swanky. I had these little tiny hearts and peach nectar. I have a couple of like 2 packs, and I took one of those little tiny hearts and peach nectar. So it was candied pear, watermelon coconut milk, peach nectar, and I put that as my bedroom melt for bedtime in the Pink Zebra 18-watt Pink Zebra hot plate warmer, and it smelled delicious on first melting. You can kind of smell all of the scents. You can smell the candied pear, although the candied pear is not a strong scent. It's a very mild, light scent, but it's nice. Her candied pear is nice. I would order it again. It's a nice scent for my bedroom. It's sweet. So upon melting, you can smell all of the scents, the watermelon, the pear, and the peach nectar. But upon dry down, all that was left was that peach nectar. I smelled that stuff for 2 days, and let me tell you, I kept it going. I never turned it off. That peach nectar kept going and going and going. When I woke up the next morning, all I smelled was the peach nectar. It seemed like everything else had either died down or got so much lighter that the peach nectar just kind of took over. I basically just dumped it like last night, where it was really, really light that I couldn't smell the peach. And I want to say really light, I'm saying like a 2, 3. That's how light it was, and it had been on for 2 days. So her Swanky's wax is really, really good. And that peach nectar is the bomb. I had no idea that little thing would go for that long. I mean, it was just a small heart. And if you're in any of the wax groups, I do post my pictures when I do my melts of the day. So if you've seen that blend, that was basically how small the heart is. I'm thinking it was about a half an ounce, if it even weighed that much. I mean, the heart is really small, and so it was actually the smallest you know, out of all except for the half of the grubby heart that I cut of the watermelon coconut. But I absolutely love that blend and would do it again. I do need to get some more candied pear from her, but it probably won't be for a couple of openings. I think she is still open melted confections. I've been just buying too much wax. I need to go somewhere and sit down, being that I'm about to, you know, I have things to buy for my LuLaRoe business. Okay, Butterfly Lane scents. This I grabbed in her flash sale a couple months back, way back up in the fall, maybe September, August, I don't know. And I had two of these. They were big bundt cakes, as you can see. It's cut down. I had two of them, 2 or 3 of them, I believe. This was my last one because I don't see any more in my box. But bubblegum grape cotton candy frosting. I like a nice bubblegum and I love cotton candy frosting, but grape is always iffy for me. Not too many people have grapes that I like. She has a grape that I do like, as well as Kimberly Ann. And this sucker is strong. As you can, I said I had like 3 of them, so I absolutely love this blend right here. I need to get more when I want to smell like a grape scent. I don't too much melt this in my bedroom because it is a strong thrower, and I'm saying like a 10 out of 10 strong thrower, and it is a floater, so it will float all over your house. You put this in a candle air. I probably used about 1 ounce. I don't put a whole lot in my candle air anymore because I'm using up a lot of wax, so whatever that ounce will give me, that's what it'll give me. So I also want to put that information out there. When it comes to the candle air, some people will use up to 2 excuse me, 2 ounces, which I was one of them. I would use 1.5 ounces to 2 ounces. But when you only have these small tarts, or you don't have a lot, or you may have a lot, but you know you're using up your wax, and I don't think the more you use, the more you're going to get that much more time out of it. You may get 1 hour or 2 or 3, you know, something like that. I don't know. But if it's a strong thrower, you only really need a little, because I don't think you're going to get many more hours out of it from the candle air. I think the scent is just going, unless you're using under 1 ounce, then it's definitely not going to last long. But if you use 1 ounce to 1.5 ounces, you can have the possibility of getting 8 to 12 hours out of your wax melting using a candle air. And so this is a strong one. 10 out of 10. It floated all over the house. It smelled so good. It wasn't very, you know, sugary or anything like that, because it had a lot of open space to float around. And if I didn't say it, I melted put this in the candle air that's in my living room. And so this scent is a keeper for me. I need to order more in that scent because that's the last little piece that I have left. Now this right here, I need to hurry up because I'm at 13 minutes, is Rose Girls Pear, which I need to get like 2 more big bags. This was a moon pie that I bought last summer when I went to the Rose Girls store in June, end of June. And I've been savoring this. Her pear is very strong. It's a very strong thrower. 10 out of 10. I have not had any problem with it. I do not melt it on its own though, because I like to mix it. It can be melted on its own, but you will have to use more of it when you melt it on its own. So I mix it with watermelon, her watermelon slush, which y'all know I love to death. And I need 2 big bags of that as well. I did a blend of the pear, watermelon slush, and blue Hawaiian. I have blue Hawaiian mini chunks that I also got last summer as well from her. And I put it here in my office. It's through amazing. It came out the gate a 10 out of 10, then it died down to about a 7, and it stayed steady. I'm actually still melting it. I didn't melt yesterday because I was gone all day, but I turned it back on today, and it's pretty subtle now. I want to say it's about a 4.34 now, so I am about to dump it soon, but just wanted to let it go for a little while longer. If y'all love pear, watermelon, or blue Hawaiian, Rose Girl is the way to go. 10 out of 10 in the candle air warmer, and it's still going. I melted all day.